Timestamp June 18th, 2025, about 8 a.m. A little congested this morning. Take a hot shower here in a minute. Well, a few minutes. So we removed yeah, definitely got some sun yesterday. My arms are a little tingly. One of our neighbors, most of her fence got destroyed in Hurricane Milton. It tore it up good, but she still had some panels that were good, and she was going to be getting morning. She's going to be she was going to be getting a replacement fence put in, and she knew that we had difficulties. She told us this back in like November after Milton had gone through. Ooh, it's still kind of gray over there. Rained a lot last night. This morning, it's kind of squishy out. She was getting her fence replaced, so she said, any fence portions that you want, go ahead and come down and pull them down. You can use them to patch up yours, which that was pretty cool of her. So Tiny and I are getting this one down there and pulled down 3 panels. They were pretty much attached to posts with like strip screws, and it was a major pain in the butt. Some pry bar and hammer action, and we got 3 really good panels and a couple of posts. But it was a few hours work in, I don't know, the clock said 90 something, feels like 102. So we took a couple breaks here and there, and the fence was behind like elephant ear type plants. It was actually a bit complicated here and there. We were trying not to damage your plants and also try and extract, but worked out pretty well. We got, I think, enough fence to patch up our woes. And let the boys run for a few. They've been cooped up. They wanted to go out more than once last night, and we'd go out, and a lot of rain. And they both regretted their choices. You know how this works. So 30 seconds outside, kind of pee, and then let me back in. Oh my God. What have I done? I went to bed fairly early for me, because I was strangely winded after a few hours in very blazing sun. I'm not 20 anymore. Definitely recognizing that. But I don't feel 54 either. So, they say 50s are the new 30s. Okay. I'd prefer just to go back to my old 30s if you're giving decades away. So I'm going to take a shower here in a bit. Make some breakfast. Sir Scrappy. Because I got a reminder call from the vet. We knew. It wasn't like, oh my God. But, alright, so his official name is Sir Scrappy A. Cornelius. That's this guy over here. I was curious how they were going to address him, but the nurse that called to confirm said that they're reminding of a appointment for Sir Scrappy. I was like, all right, cool. So Vic's gonna get here in a bit. We'll go do that. bringing Tiny with, because Tiny's actually going to camp here with me for... We're trying to kind of get our plans together. It looks like we're going to have Tiny here for a week, maybe 2, to try and blitz through some projects here. See what we can come up with. Everybody's feeling kind of overwhelmed with everything we got going on, because there's a lot to do with George, and with me not there, other people are trying to pick up the slack, and quite frankly, one of our kids is being extra lazy. Non-engaged. What's the polite term? I don't know. And Pix is feeling a little overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed just because obviously I know because I filmed it. You've seen it. There's a lot to do here. Quit messing with Uncle Tanner, man. He doesn't like it. He could legitimately say, "Get off my lawn." He was here way first. You know how he is. Sorry about that. See, that's what he does. He'll like run up right in front of him, like taunting him. When he bites you right in the nose, you earned it. So, forgive me going topless. I just got up, and again, little tingly from the sun action yesterday. Okay, I stopped because you stopped. Can we go? Are you good? I mean, you're doing nothing but taunting him, so I'm assuming you're done. He'll be along. He'll be along. Can we move forward now? No? Maybe? You'll consider it? Thank you. Gotta kind of turn sideways here. Pathways through the lanai are terrifying. Gotta get this worked out. I think there's extra sag there, but maybe that one area where it kind of goes down. I don't know if it's my imagination, paranoia, or if it's really happening, but it looks like after a good... Alright, fellas, going in. Let him in the door. Thank you. He's going to bite you right in the nose. Honestly, it seems like after... Hold on a second. Forgot I had Doctor Who on in the background. Didn't want to get flagged for copyright. We just watched a whole bunch of Patrick Troughton. What we got going on? Wasn't even really watching it. Got some Tom Baker and some Romana, and I just saw K9. It's Romana 1, Mary Tam. Not sure which episode. I've seen it, I just don't know the title of it. Alright, cookie time, gentlemen. Okay. Hold on a second. Fine for you. Let him get his cookie. Oi! Scrappy, you had yours, go. Thank you, Mr. Tanner. Here you go. You double dipped. Kidding, he didn't double dip, but he will. Scrappy will kind of hang around real close to Tanner just to see if maybe if you drop a piece, it's on the floor, I gotta clean up. Yeah, we're on to you. One per customer, gentlemen. Empty hand, go. Go with God. Refill my coffee. Yeah, I sleep on the couch because we took their bed outside because, bed bug. That and the idea of sleeping in my parents' beds is kind of weird anyway. I don't know. I mean, they were in their 80s, so I don't know that there was any, true and diabolical sweaty action going on, if you know what I mean. But just creepy. But the bed bugs are the real reason. Took it outside because nope. So I've been sleeping on the couch, got a sheet over it, and I spray it down every now and then. I need to pull the sheet, wash it, and spray it down again. Oh, okay. Pardon, monsieur, merci. Oh. Alright. So Tiny hopefully is going to be able to finish some of the battery project that he's been working on. And, yeah. We got... everywhere I look, I'm like, oh my god. So much to do. Getting hit with either bed bugs or mosquitoes. I know mosquitoes are indigenous to this area because I kill 2 or 4 every day, and there's no way around that because water, we're on a lake. I don't know that any of them are coming from the swimming pool. There's definitely a battle of sorts between mosquitoes and frogs. There's frequently a chorus of frogs on the silver railing singing at night, which I actually like. Frog song. I like frog song a lot. I find it soothing and peaceful. I don't know, maybe I'm weird. I like it. And we definitely have some owls in that back oak tree, which is... had a few fly right by me. I've heard them talking. Love it. Some of my favorite critters. My dad called yesterday, and I'm glad and also not glad that Tiny got to hear it. So I put on speaker. Dad called when I was at the house at George, kind of taking a breather, getting a cold drink. And he called me to tell me that I needed to call the police. So, I had him on speaker because I wanted to make sure that nothing got misconstrued. I wanted to make sure my family understood what was going on. It was just my wife and Tiny there, but, you know, the idea of this isn't my imagination. I'm not blowing things out of proportion. You need to hear the you know, what I'm dealing with, the fact that this is happening. And I said, why? Okay. And I'm thinking to myself, you have a phone in your hand, you're telling me to call the police. You called me on a phone. Which makes me wonder if there's like a little bit of a safety within the dementia that, you know, and I know that people with dementia have, for no reason, you know, picked up a butter knife and stabbed a family member. I know that that has happened with dementia, because it has. When you ask them why they did it, they either say, I don't know why I did it, or they don't remember having done it. But with my dad, I've noticed that so far, and that's an important thing to say, because I have a feeling the butter knife scenario, there probably were a bunch of so fars there before the butter knife happened. So far, my dad will voice said crazy idea or mention said crazy idea, and then when you mention what a bad idea it is, he like recognizes it and shuts it down. The idea of him, instead of him calling the police directly, telling me that I need to call the police, I can't help but wonder if that's his own brain saying, this is a really bad idea. You know what I mean? And not taking action on it himself. But he said that I need to call the police, and I'm like, why do I need to call the police? And he's like, because they won't let me out of here. I keep going for exits, and they keep stopping me and sending me back to my room and locking me in my room. I'm like, Dad, you're there because the state of Florida said you need to be somewhere. Well, they won't let me out. Yeah, they're not gonna. And if you get out, they're gonna the police will come and they'll take you right back. Huh, that's not right. It may not be great, and it's never what I wanted, but it's where we are. And then he was like, well, alright, fine, you're not willing to help me. I get it. Bye. It's like, you have no idea how much I have helped you. But, okay. So. And it was funny because he did the, like, diva hang up. You know, you're not willing to help me, fine, goodbye, you know. And then 30 seconds later, he's still fumbling with it, and we could hear him say, like, you know, how do you turn this off? And we were giggling at his expense. I'm pretty sure he couldn't hear us, but it was just like, if you're going to do the diva storm out, you need to do the diva storm out. You know what I mean? When you say, you're not going to help me, fine, goodbye, there needs to be a decisive click. Not, how do you turn this off? No, that's not it. You know, you lose all the dramatic tension in that, unless you're going for a comedic exit, in which case, nailed it. You know, when you try and like slam a saloon door, you know, I'm leaving, you know, because it just doesn't have the whole, you know, that does. So. Much like my friend Pam. I can't. Anyway, I'm going to drink some more coffee. Just for you, Pam. And, you know what I'm doing breakfast-wise. I'm kind of feeling like eggs and sausage. That's what I'm feeling like. But I'm also feeling that little bit lazy to where I might just do a bowl of cereal, too. I don't know. See how I feel after the shower, maybe. Drink some coffee, chill for a sec. It's 8:09 a.m. They're supposed to be here to pick up Scrappy. Tiny's going to stay here. Pix and I are going to go with Scrappy to the appointment. She should be here between 11 and noon. So, I got a couple hours yet. Take a shower, eat, and see if I can knock out some projects. I need to empty the dishwasher. I got some fresh dishes to go in because it's a normal day. You do stuff like that. I need to rotate some laundry too. And, you know, other projects. So, we'll see. Anyway. Yeah. I need you to call the police. We didn't say this to him, but kind of the whole hand over the mouthpiece, like, he knows he's holding a phone, right? You know. I'm wondering if they get calls like that every now and then. They have to. You know, when they ask, you know, where are you, sir or ma'am? You know, oh, I'm at this adult living facility. One of those calls. Okay. Sir, you're not being held captive. You're in a nursing home. They won't open the doors because you're in a nursing home. You know what I mean? I expect police departments probably do get that phone call. I'm guessing every now and then. And I don't want to have to deactivate his phone. But that's something weighing on me now, is the idea of, am I going to need to do that before he gets himself in trouble? You know? Do I take away his lifeline in that respect because he is now lacking just enough judgment to where it has become a nuisance for him to have that, and he's causing disruptions in other people's lives. I don't have to do that. And I already didn't want to have to do what I did. I don't know. I don't like my options. You know, they all seem meh. Have to wait and see what happens. Really, I don't have to do that. But he may force me to. You know what I mean? If he starts, like, almost to the point where it seems like he's crank calling the police, I may have to. I'm not going to take his phone from him because he's got videos of Mom on there, and I won't do that to the man. I won't do that. But I may have to have them turn his service off. Anyway. And I don't have fleas. Make it a great day.